Can you give us a couple examples of some of the first contests that you ran, and were they auto? I think a lot of folks think that it's just a bag of money. Like, I'm going to put a bag of money in front of you, and that's going to motivate you. But that's not necessarily the case.
Not at all. I mean, so Xactly, because of the space we're in, we automate commissions and bonuses for people. We're all about driving performance and driving behavior with rewards. So we're real students of that. And what we discovered, and what Hoopla helps us, helps us accomplish, is it's not so much the reward. The reward doesn't have to be monetary. Okay, we learned that early on. Our first contest, when we were initially a startup company, we didn't have a ton of money, so we were thinking, okay, well, let's just reward people $50 or $100 here and there if they do something good, if they close a deal or they bring in a new customer, whatever. What we found out was that it wasn't so much the monetary reward, it was the whole process of establishing a spiff or a contest. It was defining what behavior they had to engage in order to win, and then making it very clear what the rules were and showing how the competition was going as the competition was happening. So things like even activity metrics. At one point we had on a weekly basis we had cold call Fridays, where on a Friday the person that made the most cold calls and got the most connects, won a prize, and it didn't even have to be a high dollar monetary prize. Using Hoopla to actually track progress and have either individuals or teams climbing up that leaderboard, that drove an incredible amount of behavior, because, as we said, sales reps are primarily competitive animals, right?
And how much is recognition important to all that, and how does Hoopla help with that? As you're saying, I mean, it's not just money.
Right. Recognition is everything. The sales reps obviously want to be paid the right amount. But once you accomplish that, then what else? It's that recognition. It's seeing their face on that Hoopla scoreboard. It's them seeing that they're the leader for the week or the month or whenever you're tracking the contest or the metric. They want to be top dog, and they want to be at the top of that list. Now, if you're on the bottom of the list, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's not necessarily a humiliating thing, but for a salesperson, if you're hiring the right type of salespeople, they don't want to be on the bottom of that list very long. So it's going to drive their behavior to improve. So that level of engagement is just fantastic. And the types of contests we run range from actual things like President's Club on a yearly basis to quarterly contests for spot bonuses and things like that. But heck, we had a contest recently where the sales rep of the month got the really cool parking spot next to the building, and they didn't have to walk that far in Denver in the snow.
Oh, that's important.
So important. Completely non-monetary, didn't cost us much as a company, but drove a ton of great behavior and competitive spirit. So. And
going back just for a second on the millennials, when you were doing some of these contests, did you see them engage more with certain types of contests and spiffs, or was it pretty much across the board?
Millennials and what we found is the other generations as well. Money was a good thing, spot bonus or something like that. But work-life balance was also a really important aspect, a good reward. So if they hit a certain quota, for example, in a month, we give them a Friday off. We said, hey, go ahead, you get a Friday ski day. That's a big deal in Denver, in the winter. So again, non-monetary, but they responded extremely well. The millennials especially, but all generations. Who doesn't want a day off if they work really hard? And we had a thing called a walk-off Friday, where at the end of the month, if we hit our number or overachieve, say, by 10%, hey, you get to take the rest of the day off, something like that. We don't do that too often, obviously. We want to promote a good, solid working environment.
People to work.
But once in a while, it's a cool way to mix it up a little bit and to run a contest. But the consistent thing throughout any contest, regardless of the reward, is that visibility, the ability to track it in a tool like Hoopla, so that they can see exactly where they stand and they get that recognition that they deserve and that they want.
Oh, that's great.
Bye.